Welcome back to Talkin Balls, where we don't talk about chicks because they don't have any. It's Connor, Kobe, and Tone. All of us. Welcome, fellas. How you doing? Haven't had you guys. Haven't had you guys since the Super Bowl, man.
It's been a long. It feels like a long time. That feels like forever ago.
Yeah.
It feels.
I don't even remember who won the Super Bowl. It's probably bad that I don't remember that.
I don't really remember either, to be honest. Oh, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm just yanking Derek's chain, who's not here tonight.
Yeah, I don't know where he's at, dude. Anyone know where he's at? Any listeners know where he's at?
We need the missing.
Oh, Derek, if you're listening to this, I hope you're having a good dream.
Okay, moving on. All right. So no more football since these guys have been here. We are talking about different things, starting with the Final Four. Did you gentlemen watch the Elite Eight and the Sweet 16 this past weekend? It was phenomenal.
It was phenomenal.
Oh,
it's been a great month, man. I mean, all these games, or not all of them, but a lot of close games, a lot of back and forth the last like 2 minutes. It's been fun. My bracket's absolutely fucked right now, but it's been a fun little ride we've been on.
I think I like it more when like the higher seeds get bounced, and then you got all these like scrappy, like mid D1 schools like scrapping it out like that play, like Kansas State, like not that they're a 3 seed, but like FAU a 9 seed knocking them off, like that's pretty cool. A 9 seed in the Final Four.
Yeah.
So,
I was talking to someone. I was like, if you go back the last like 5 or 7 years and you just add up the totals like of the seeds, this is probably one of the highest numbers in who knows how long. So
there's no number ones.
There's no number one. So it shows, the talent is spread across college basketball very well. And I just wish that college football would try and follow as best they can, because I'm sick and tired of seeing the same programs in there. But Tone, you mentioned it, FAU. I mean, I believe we all went there at one point. I don't know who you identify with, but I went there, graduated from there. I did go to a basketball game or two. They were not as good back then, but they're elite. And I mean, they got the big guy, Golden, I think his name is, who is just a 7-foot tower, and he's just a problem on boards. They got John L. Davis. Okay. They got the guy Greenleaf.
Yeah.
They got a bunch of players. When Davis is on the floor, the whole tournament, basically, he's like the most athletic player on the floor, both sides. It's crazy to watch him play. I love it. Basically, FAU 2-point dogs now. Tone mentioned he saw it at 2.5. Yeah. Look, 35 wins. Deej and I had mentioned it before this tournament started. Any program with 30 wins coming into the tournament is none to be fucked with, and here they are. Yep. I got to ride 2 points and the money line, whatever, bro. I don't care. Balls to the walls. Let's take the Owls. Of course, you knew that was coming.
Yep.
San Diego State, as I mentioned before, one of the best teams according to Ken Pom, but fuck Ken Pom. Yeah. Fuck Miami and UConn, another look. Florida, I mean, flexing their muscles on the rest of the country here. Another Final Four team from the state of Florida. 5-seed Miami taking on UConn. UConn was a program that a lot of people, a lot of experts, and a lot of just, amateur pickers, they had UConn coming out of this region. They had them winning the national championship. And the only reason I didn't like them was because I was like, damn, there's a lot of people on UConn right now. I was like, so there's no way. I knew they were a good program, and they were, they were legitimate enough to win it all. And here they are. I don't know if Miami's going to win. I think FAU has a better shot at knocking off San Diego State than Miami does of UConn. But I just hope both programs have fun, and I hope for an entertaining game. But 5.5 points is a lot in the Final Four. So let me give you a play, because that's why people come, right?
Hey.
It's been a trend throughout the March Madness tournament, taking underdogs in the first half, and we're just going to ride with the Miami Canes. I think it's probably going to be plus 2.5, plus 3 points in the first half. Go ahead and lock that in right here, right now, and we'll see you at the register. Thank you very much. So I'm sorry, Tone. Let me just say those games are happening on Saturday, 6:09 Eastern time, not Central, not Pacific, because we go by Eastern at Talkin Balls. Sorry. And then the championship game will be happening Monday, April 3rd at 9:20. Don't miss it. Tone, what'd you have for us?
I was just going to say it's pretty cool to have two teams that are located. Like the schools are like literally an hour from each other, hour and a half, like max if you're in traffic from Boca to Miami. But Like, and they're both in this huge, like, I don't know. It's just pretty cool to see like FAU be the Cinderella of the year.
Yep.
Somewhere that's literally like 20 minutes from the house. So
yeah, it's cool.
pretty cool. Yeah.
It's definitely cool. And we're definitely pulling for them. Go Owls. We love you. Yes, sir. Yes,
Arch,
sir.
Let me add a little tidbit in here since you mentioned dogs. Somebody on TikTok has gone through and put $100 on every single dog, and they are up 2,100, I think like $35 or whatever. 24 and 40 or something along the lines of that, but very profitable betting on money line dogs this tournament.
You know what's going to happen next year when I follow suit on that? I'm going to be down 20.
You're gonna ruin the trend, bro.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pass on that.
All right, fellas, let's switch gears, shall we? It's a new season and it's a new day on Talkin Balls. One of the favorites, okay, one of my personal favorites in America's pastime. The MLB season is starting up. We just love it. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, yes, right here, Yankees fan, Cobell, Yankees fan. Tony is a scum Red Sox fan. We'll get into that at a later point in time. Deej kind of just likes the Marlins because of Luzardo. Now, I ask you guys, Tone, we can start with you. Sure. What do you got for us? What are you looking for? What are you expecting going into the season this year?
Out of the Red Sox, not much. I'm hoping I feel like anything above maybe like 70 wins would be like I'd be happy with. So I guess we'll just. And I guess like health too. Like I would prefer that maybe like Chris Sale stay healthy this year, and Rafael Devers obviously is our guy. He's our stone man. He's our scoops. We put everything into him, So hopefully, and we see what Yoshida could do in the lineup. I don't know. We'll have to see. We've got some pieces, Verdugo and Kike Hernandez and. So we've got some bats in the lineup. We'll see how the pitching holds up. We lost Evaldi. Our bullpen is always ass.
Not a lot of bop in your lineup, brother.
What do you mean?
Not a lot of bop. Not a lot.
There's a lot of fucking guys like dogs, scrappers. We're gonna fucking lose a lot of games.
Justin,
yeah, bro. We just got a lot of fucking dudes out there. So
you guys might scrap. You might win some games. You might also lose some games by 15. So
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, no, I agree with that. We're definitely going to get shelled a couple of games and put on some poo-poo performances. But, I mean, it's always fun to go into a fresh season. I've renamed
everybody's got a chance.
New beginnings, because you just never know what's going to happen throughout this year. So
0-0.
Up. As far as baseball as a whole, I'm kind of excited to see like no shift and what the rule changes kind of do. Affecting the game and seeing if people like have more success at the plate due to certain things and the time clock and all that good stuff. So that should be interesting. I got my eye on that.
Definitely something to pay attention to. I think in terms of the shift, we're going to see an elevation in the batting average across the league. I think we're going to see the batting title might be like 320 this year. Honestly, it might be even actually, I think because it was 330 last year, 335. Let me up that. Let me up that to 345, even maybe 350. Cobell, let's talk about our Yankees really quick because we were decent last year. Okay, came out of the gates, clear-cut best team in baseball, fell off pretty decent, and then just got our ass handed to us, barely scraped by the Guardians, ass handed to us by Houston. Two young guys. Anthony Volpe, Jason Dominguez. Volpe made the squad, which I'm thrilled about. I hope we see him.
Can we give Brian Cashman a round of applause for finally bringing up one of our top prospects? Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you.
There's no better place for him to learn than in the big.
No, exactly.
Just let him go through it now. And
exactly.
And both of those boys were raking throughout the spring. Absolutely raking. So we love to see it. They got Rodon. Who's hurt right now with the forearm strain. I believe he's due back at the end of April if all goes well.
I think 2 or 3 weeks into the season he should be fine.
Yeah, so
or should be,
we get him back with Cole and if Rodon turns into the ace of this program, I'm okay with it because Cole was not the ace that we needed last year. We needed a true stopper, and he just wasn't it last year. Maybe that's harsh because I know a lot of teams would do a lot of bad stuff to have him on their pitching staff, but he just wasn't what the Yankees were looking for. Anyway, I'm excited about it. Aaron Judge, obviously, he's not going to replicate the 62 home runs, but he is going to have a good season. Volpe is going to have a good season. Okay. Glaber hopefully has a good season. We use him as trade bait and hopefully get something nice at the deadline for him. One thing I'm going to give the people a dark horse, and I've been talking about it if you've been hanging out with me, but I'm going to give it to you guys live on the podcast. Dark horse MVP in the AL. Okay. Plays on the Chicago White Sox. He's an outfielder. Okay. Young kid. I think he's like 24 years old. Came up like 2.5 years ago, maybe. And he dealt with injuries last year. And I believe he plays left field for them. And he has a lightning quick bat. He has speed on the base pass, right? He's a pretty good defender out there in left field. Luis Robert, Chicago White Sox, take it to the bank, AL MVP. Find it in the book. I don't know where it is. Find it, sprinkle it. And when it hits, you come talk to me, because with Abreu gone from Chicago, somebody needs to step up and be that guy to drive in runs and clear the bases when they're loaded. I got Eloy Jimenez doing that, but I also got Luis Roberts stepping up to the plate and being that guy to replace some of the RBIs that Abreu left behind. Yes.
Plus 4,000 for Luis Roberts to win the AL MVP.
What's like the favorite? Where's that land on like the board?
Shohei is plus 150, and then
Holy shit.
Crazy, right? And then Mike Trout is plus 400, and then Aaron Judge is plus 500.
On the same team.
Honestly, I don't think you should take any of those guys, but for what it's worth, Shohei Ohtani is getting paid $65 million this year to play baseball. Are you kidding me? He deserves it. He does everything for that team.
I wonder how much Brian Cashman's going to offer him in the offseason.
Question of the day. Are we going to see the Angels in the playoffs? Does anyone care that we have two of the best players in all of baseball just wasting and rotting their careers away?
Although, is there a line on them like to make the playoffs?
So right now the Astros are obviously minus 200. I mean, to throw everything on that.
To win the division or to make the playoffs?
Yeah, to win the division. The division's going to be awful. The Mariners are plus 350, but I don't think that they'll play.
No. Don't sleep.
Hold on. We'll Let me finish. I think they're a year or two away from
I respectfully disagree. I think they made moves on the offseason where they can win now. Good. They made the playoffs last year, okay? They got Teoscar Hernandez from the Blue Jays, right? I love that addition. They have a solid pitching staff.
They do. It's going to come down to those young guys that they have. George Kirby and Lucas Gilbert, those guys, if they step up.
Logan Gilbert.
Is it Logan? What did I say?
Yeah, Lucas.
Yeah,
Logan Gilbert. He's nice.
You had him on your fantasy team last year, I think.
Yeah. I got. And they have what's his name? Marco. They got
Gonzalez.
Yeah, they got him too. He's solid. I mean, he was putting up quality starts for me, like
Logan Gilbert
back last year.
Logan Gilbert to me is, tell me if I'm wrong, he's like the West Coast Tyler Glass now.
Literally
like the same player, dude. I swear.
I think I kind of like Lucas better, to be honest.
Lucas.
Can we just rename that guy?
His name is Logan.
Send it to the MLB.
Logan.
We need a name change. To finish off, the Angels are plus 750 to win the division. So they're the third place team.
I mean, I hope that they make the playoffs, but it's tough out there, man.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, you got Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout, bro. Like, do something with that.
I don't know. The baseball scene, it's the ultimate team sport. So, like, they could have two of the best guys if everybody else is going to be fucking ass. It's just like nobody.
Bro, when the Angels were good, like back in the early 2000s with Mike Scioscia and shit, they didn't really have any stars that they have. They weren't paying guys like they are right now. It wasn't like that.
They did
Jared
Weaver,
Anderson,
so
Jared Weaver, yeah.
We heave.
I mean, shit. So that's it for the MLB season. Like I said, each week, Kobe and I are going to give us the state of the Yanks. We will tell you whether we think Boone should be fired or not. And any developments that happen throughout the week with MLB, we're going to be all over it like white on rice, baby, okay? Next segment, we got a sport and a team that we have not touched on as much as I would have liked. It is what it is. Maybe we'll do a little bit better coverage of them next season. But it's the Florida Panthers. Okay. They have been quite the disappointment. And a couple of weeks ago, I sent a text to the gentleman. I was like, hey, we're going to talk about the Panthers and their playoff push like on this date. And Cobell, you mentioned it earlier, like from then until now, the playoff chances and the playoff hopes have severely dropped. And they are pretty much vanished into thin air, haven't they?
Yeah, it's been a grueling. I mean, it's just been a roller coaster, and I think I touched on this when we talked about NHL in the beginning of the year with Paul Maurice, the new coach they brought in. He, been in the NHL for I think 15, 20 years now, and is a losing record, fucking awful. He left the Jets because he sucked the last like 6 years. Yeah, they made the playoffs, but they were bottom seeds going in, first round exits, second round exits, like never made it to the Stanley Cup. Yeah, it's been disappointment. You texted, I think, last weekend now. And since then, I think they had like a 72% chance to make the playoffs. And now they have like a 22% chance to make the playoffs.
Unreal.
4 in a row have looked awful, lost all 4. And we're losing to teams that aren't even in the hunt. Like teams already in summer vacation mode, like ready to go to the beach, ready to get out of their cold cities that they've been in the last 6 months, like people in Philadelphia.
Yeah, the Flyers, bro, just waxed us.
Yeah, those guys are ready, for the off season, and we can't even get up and motivate ourselves because it's just the roster isn't the best. We're employing 2 fucking janitors, Mark and Eric Stahl. I don't know if you guys saw the clip of Brooks at the game. He had the traffic cone pointing to Aaron Ekblad, who's supposed to be our best defender, who has completely fucking fallen off. So, yeah, we're sitting in 9th place right now. We're not technically, we are only 3 points out at the moment. What do we got? 8 games remaining. We realistically need to go 8-0 and pray for the Penguins to lose because 3 points is too compared to obviously 2 losses.
Are the Penguins ahead? Are they right in front of the Panthers?
Yeah, they're right in front of us with the game in hand. They're actually playing tonight. This is being recorded on Tuesday, so hoping for a loss. Now you just got to root for other teams to lose. I mean, them and the Islanders, but the Islanders have not stopped winning. They had a good trade deadline, and the last 3 weeks, they've been really solid. So they pretty much locked up the 7th seed, and that's very important because in the Eastern Conference, just like last year when the Panthers were the best team, they were actually battling with the Avalanche. Eastern Conference is a wagon, and the Boston Bruins are the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference with 119 points at the moment, breaking records, every last couple of days. And essentially, you're looking to avoid that 8th seed. But yeah, I think we're pretty much done with this season, and we'll hopefully have a better offseason and a good draft and come back next year stronger and hopefully with a new head coach.
I mean, to be honest, I don't follow that closely, but this just seems like the same old shit with them.
Nah, I disagree. I disagree.
I mean, we've been good in the past, but like they always like find a way just to like disappoint you in the end. And like I get it, only one team can win the final, and like everybody gets to go home happy. But like, dude, this is like 10 years we've been dealing with this shit,
Nah, I don't know. They had a really good team last year. They had a
last year they really did.
They had a really good team.
Last year was an anomaly. I mean, the couple, last 10 years when we snuck into the playoffs, we've been 7, 6, 8 seed, going.
Yeah, but the roster didn't get blown up. You know what I'm saying? The roster didn't get blown up this year. They did make a big move. Yeah, that was a big move. But I mean, so is it the trade or is it the coaching or is it a combination of both?
So it's obviously, new coach, new system. There's a couple of new faces. Again, I mentioned the traffic cones or the pylons, as the NHL folk like to call them, Mark and Eric Stahl. They're just old. We didn't have a lot of cap space because we're paying a guy who's retired, who's actually on the TNT broadcast, Keith Yandel, and then Patrick Hornquist, who we're paying, I think, like $5.4 million to, which could have been dispersed elsewhere. He's played minimal games this year, who isn't really good and wasn't really good. There's just been questionable moves at the top. Obviously, again, I hate Paul Maurice with a burning passion. Just a terrible head coach. There was probably 5 or 6 other guys I would have chose from, before choosing him, even if I would have chose him. Maybe just kept the interim coach from last year who took over and again led us to first place in the Eastern Conference, won a playoff series for the first time, in how many ever years. So there's a lot of things that you can look at. I mean, I've narrowed it down to 3 or 4. If you follow me on Twitter, you know who who I do like and who I don't like. But yeah, man, it's been, Tony, like you said, this season was very up and down. If you look at 10 games each broken up and into little brackets, like the first 10 we were 4-4-2. The next 10 we were 3-7, and then we would go 7-3, and then it was just like back and forth. And I mean, we are 36, 31, and 37. So we're 36 and 38 if you add up all the losses. So
yeah.
Compared to last year, I think, we had less than 15 total losses, which is just crazy to think about the turnaround and, where we're at compared to where we were. And because you go all the way up to last year with all the points and everything. And this year, not ideal.
Yeah. Well, we still support them. I'm still going to the game. I think I'm going to the game next week. They got 2 games next week.
Don't waste your money. This team's
I'm
tickets.
No, I'm going.
Lock,
I'm going. I bought a jersey. I bought a camo jersey, and I'm going. You're tripping if you think I'm not supporting the Cats, baby. I'll see you out there. We're slipping into the playoffs, man. Fuck what you heard. Fuck all of that, what you just heard. We are slipping in 8-0. What Cobell just said. He said we needed 8-0, and we're getting 8-0 out of the Cats, okay?
I'm dead.
Yikes.
It's okay. It's wishful thinking. Wishful thinking.
Yeah.
All right, last segment, gentlemen. Let's switch gears to the hardwood, okay? Not the amateurs that De'Aaron Fox says he can't watch because the shooting is just so terrible.
Not wrong though?
No, he's fucking wrong, bro. Let me just tell you something. He shot 24% from 3 in college, so I don't want to hear shit from that guy. Okay?
Whoa.
We're talking about the NBA though. Particularly we're talking about the Western Conference because that shit is airtight, son. And your Lakers, they're hanging around right now. They're in that play-in tournament, okay?
Yeah. And LeBron's back, so watch out.
Yeah, he got the steroid injection.
He went to go see the LeBron feet. That's what he said.
That was the dumbest comment I've ever heard in my entire
So
life.
bad, bro.
Unbelievable.
That guy stinks.
But a lot of teams.
Tone, what interests you most about the Western Conference?
The competition, the rivalries. We need that. Unfortunately, Dallas is outside looking in right now.
Yeah, absolute free fall.
Not that long ago, they were
the 4 seed or
they were the 5 seed. They were battling with Phoenix for that position.
Irving.
Bro, it's crazy
it's unbelievable.
Crazy that happens like that. But a majority of teams have 6 or 7 games left. Everybody's kind of piled right on top of each other. You've got 6 to 8 teams that are within 2.5 games of each other with 7 left.
Bro.
So, if you go on a, 2-5 stretch to end the season, you might be looking on the outside. So it's not time to be, losing games and giving ones away. So
bro,
it should be interesting to see who kind of finally wraps it up here at the end and puts things together and who can kind of find that little bit of momentum. But, the Warriors better hope they don't have any road games left, or at least so they've been absolutely awful on the road. I think it was 0-9 at some point. Or
dude, they're 30-8 at home and they're 9-29 on the roads.
That's
bro, you're literally complete opposite. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, so that might be a problem for them. Looking forward, I don't think they're making it too far this year. The West should be interesting though. The Suns are sitting there at 4. Kevin Durant is back or no? He's not back.
He's back tomorrow, I think.
Okay. So that's always interesting. We'll see if Denver can get over the hump. That should be something interesting to watch. Memphis fucking sucks. I hate that team. They're America's bad boys. Fuck them.
Yes.
Dylan Brooks, you're a bitch. You're welcome on the pod to come defend your name, but you're a bitch, Dylan Brooks. Okay. I'm not even going to go on a rant right now about that guy. Dylan Brooks is just a piece of shite, my
I agree.
brethrens. A piece of shite.
The
standings.
Kings, bro.
Yeah, the Kings. Bro,
they're good.
They're there.
Clippers are talented. I mean, Minnesota's there. I don't really see them kind of making too much.
Yeah.
They're a fun team. They got some talent. But
Don't sleep.
this play in from Minnesota down. Minnesota and Golden State are both 39 and 37. New Orleans is 38 and 37. And then you got the Lakers, the Thunder, and the Mavs. They're 37 and 38 and 37 and 39. So they're all like right there with 7 games left. So it should be fun.
Great.
Yeah, seeds 4 through 11 separated by only 5 games. So like you said, Tone, a lot of room for movement. From that first 6 into the play-in, you could easily slip, but you could also easily jump out of the play-in, and you could easily fall out of the playoffs entirely. These 4 teams that are in the play-in tournament, tread lightly and don't fuck around and lose your playoff spot here, because there are teams waiting like Utah and Portland. I know Portland's back there right now, 19 games back. They're 5 games out of the last playoff spot. But if they can get hot and Dame can slip into the playoffs real quick, don't count them out to make some noise as well. Just saying. I'm just saying. It's a long shot, but I'm just saying. Gentlemen, with that, we are wrapping up the episode. I would like to thank you both for your time and insights. Join us next week. The MLB season will had started. That was terrible English. But it's whatever.
We got the point.
I just had wine. Okay, so I'm drunk and the words are not coming out correctly. But we got MLB. We'll have an NCAA champion for you.
Yes.
Have more NBA. And also next week, Tone's going to give us a little breakdown of the Masters, aren't you, Tone?
Oh, yeah, it's coming up, baby. We had a great little match play tournament that just finished up this week, which I'll get into a little bit next week.
Yes, sir.
Unfortunately, they're getting rid of that event, but I'll follow up on that. Yeah, it's like the last year. So
yeah, tell us more about that next week.
We'll get into that next week.
In that. Sure. Guys, thank you. Everyone listening at home, thank you very much. Talkin Balls, again, where we don't talk about chicks because they just simply have none. We love you. Thank you. We're signing off.
It's a wrap.